Hey guys, it's Lynn for GMP Custom Fabrications, and today we're taking a break from the sketchy content just momentarily. There were several years ago, a neighbor down the road, KJ, had seen my rat rods out in the yard and had a project that he wanted done. It was 40-something Jeep Willys with the V6 Buick. He just wanted to get running and stopping and all that, so he brought it up the house, and I did a will it start back before I knew what a will it start video was, and got it running for him. Went through the brakes, transmission ended up being bad on it, but for the most part got it running, got things taken care of. That was way before I was doing any YouTube stuff. So for those of you that had saw the videos of when I put the old mixer truck cab onto the 1-ton Dodge chassis, that was his brother Andy had me do that project, and it was on the recommendation of KJ and me working on his first Jeep that came about. There's a picture of a before and an after. I'll show you. KJ just sent me a picture of it the other day. It's, I guess, ready to go now, but it was a mixer truck, an old 40-something International, one of the original mixer trucks for Haven Materials, probably Haven Ready Mix at that time, and they wanted to use it in parades. They had been over the years, but it was such a chore to get it started and get it running just for a parade that they just parking it as a yard ornament, I guess you'd say, there at the business. So I put it on a Dodge 1-ton chassis for them with the Cummins, so it just turnkey, start right up. They had to do some more modifications after I was done with it because it wouldn't hold the weight of the mixer drum. And yeah, you can see in the pictures here, put a picture right here of what it looks like now. And you can go back. I'll leave a link to the videos. May have a playlist on it, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll leave you a link to the videos on that. But anyway, point of today's video is this. It is a MUTT M151. Not sure the year. I think it's from Vietnam era, maybe Korean War, I'm not sure. But KJ wanted to get it running. It's in rough shape. The first one was in bad shape. This one is in horrible shape, but it's not a restoration. He just wants to be able to get it running, something he can just run around the farm with or around the lake. So as I've like to say anymore, I was too stupid to say no. So I told him to go ahead and bring it over. So he dropped it off, and with a lot of parts to get it running. I'll start out underneath the hood. The whole front radiator was gone and all that. But this motor, it's of course a straight 4-cylinder with a side draft carburetor, which looks surprisingly like a Harley carburetor. But anyway, but this engine was all military spec. Had waterproof plugs and distributor, and it's a 24-volt system, and he wanted to get running, and I didn't want anything to do with this. The plug wires were waterproof, but they were hard to deal with, and the spark plugs were a special kind of spark plug. I just didn't want to have to deal with all that, so I talked him into, I said, hey, let's get a new style electronic 12-volt system in here. And talking to ChatGPT, it assured me that a distributor out of a 2.3 Ford engine Lima motor would bolt right in. And hindsight, since I do deal with the ChatGPT quite a bit on different projects I do, it's aware of different things I've done. So I don't know if I should take it as a compliment that it knew that it was possible, but it was going to take some work to make it happen. So it just said, oh yeah, that can be done, knowing that I would find a way to do it. So that being said, I scoured everywhere looking for a distributor for a 2.3 Ford engine from the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and they were nowhere to be found. Wanted a bunch of money for new ones, for factory replacements, hundreds of dollars. I did finally find one on Jags, the Speedmaster, but it was going to be months before they could promise that I'd get it. I did finally find one at a local junkyard. I went up there thinking I was going to pull one out of a Ranger. I went up there, the Ranger that they had was actually a newer one where it didn't have distributor anymore. It was 2.3 but no distributor. So I got walking around and I found a Mustang he had. 87 I think Mustang with a 2.3, and I found this distributor in it, got it out, and got it home, and what I thought was going to be just a drop-in replacement, just say that was not the case. So you can see here, this is the current state of it. I'll find another picture and pull it up so you know what all I had to do to it to modify. This piece is off of the original Jeep distributor, which this is a Ford motor, but it was not used in anything else that I could find except for maybe like generators and stuff. Nothing common, no civilian versions of it out there. That's what I was hoping for, was there'd be a civilian version of it that would have distributors and all the stuff on it that would just be a direct bolt-on, and that was not the case. So what I ended up doing is I had this bought this Ford distributor, and ended up, if you look on the original drawings or pictures, which I'll show right here, there was a O-ring and then a space, another O-ring down here on bottom, and a ridge. Well, I gutted the inside of this, put a piece of threaded rod through it, bolted it tight, and then put it in my drill press and just spun it, and took a grinder at the flap wheel, and I just kept smoothing this down more and more and more until it got down to the bore diameter of this, where the original one bolted at. This set screw, I added that to it. The originally you set timing right here, off of a bolt that was in the original. Pull the original back up. You can see here that's the original, and then that shaft fit on the bottom of it. I can't do a good side by side like that. There you go. And then that shaft at the bottom, go on the bottom of that one. And I should say I'm too young to think that points are cool. Yeah, this has been point distributor, all waterproof case, a little coil in there. This may have been fine, everything may have worked just, I could have put power to it, it may have just fired right up, I don't know. But I didn't want the issues down the road if this does end up running good enough. The points eventually need to be adjusted and all that stuff, and and this system can provide a lot better spark than that one ever could. So that being said, after I reduced down the size of that, I made it where it just slide down in there, and then somewhere in there. Anyway, I'll have to take the cap back off to get it set, but anyway, that will now slide down in there and tie in just right. And all I have to do now is now this distributor, the timing on it is a computer based one, so first starting it up, it won't have any, there is no advanced curve built into this distributor. It doesn't have a centrifugal stuff in it, the weights and all that. So it's going to have static timing to it. There's no computer to tell it to advance or retard. I could go through all that, but at this point we're just going to use this one to get it going, and hopefully we get it going and it proves that the motor's good. Then we'll look into getting a new distributor. Funny story on the distributor, it did finally show up, and I guess, you know, I should have kept it because it did have the advance to it. But anyway, I was so aggravated by the time it showed up the day after I got this one modified and put in here. Well, the day after I got modified, I went to go cancel the order because it still said it was going to be September before it got delivered, which was going to be still, you know, 2 months away. And I went on the website to cancel the order, and they said it shipped. Oh, really? So 3 days later, I get the one that I had ordered, and, you know, hindsight, maybe I should have held on to it, but I still think there's other junkyard ones out there. Maybe somebody watching this video knows where one's at, but it needs to be. This was the 87, so it was CPU controlled timing on it, but I'll be able to get this one to work off of this, so I'm not worried about that at this point. So anyway, that's where we're at on this. That's off the original distributor, and that slides up on here, and then it all goes down inside that hole, or it goes down the hole first and then I add this to it. Either way, I get that set. I need to clean this wiring up. There's a lot more to it than what I need here. So and then I've got a lot of the original stuff that will not be used. Yeah, this is what the original spark plug wires, another one looks like. I don't have any of the spark plugs out here. I boxed them up, put them away. Or did I? No, here's one. I'll show you one of the original spark plugs. There, that spark plug wire screwed down on the outside of this, and then it had a little spring loaded contact on the inside of it, and went round and round with chat over the right spark plugs to replace these with. But anyway, I have contacted KJ. Well, I told him the other day that I'd probably be out here today working on this, trying to get it going. And then this morning, after I got done losing money, pretend money on the stock market, I sent him a message saying I was getting ready to go out and start working on it. So that's what I'm going to do while I'm waiting to hear back from him, or see if he shows up or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and start working on this wiring and get it cleaned up, because yeah, I don't need a lot of this anymore. So I'm just going to shorten it up to what I need. I should just basically need a power wire to it anymore, and that will be it. This wire here is the one that would have went to the computer to set the timing on it, but we're not going to worry about that right now, and we'll see. So I'll go ahead and do a time lapse to clean up the wire. And hook up a ground wire under here. we will sort out all that stuff for real when the time comes. For now, this will be good enough. Back in, I got battery out, got it set in there. Now when that'll be part of the figuring all this out. That's a 12-volt system out of the Mustang, so the ignition will have to remain 12 volt. But that huge monster of an alternator is 24 volt, and the starter is rated at 24 volt. I'm hoping that at least the starter will crank over at 12, good enough to get it started, and then we'll deal with the charging thing later. But so yeah, right now I'm setting battery up, running my ground wire, the chassis. Terminal end on here. So, in theory, this is grounded. I need to clamp it so I know it's grounded. Alright, and just to avoid any issues, I'm going to go ahead and get the continuity tester to make sure everything is good and connected. Okay, now to bring up speed, I almost forgot I had even been recording anything. Okay, the ignition module on this, the TFI, I think it's called, TFI on the side of the distributor was bad. KJ, the owner of the Jeep, bought one, brought it over, and we got made some progress. Had it running off of starting fluid. We ran out of starting fluid. Didn't have a good fuel pump going, so we went to go get a gas, you know, one of them things, boat gas tank and some starting fluid. And I'm trying to see right now. Now, I don't suspect I have a whole lot of hardcore MUTT M151 fans following me yet. So I'm sure that I've got, if I do, I have a lot of complaints. One about camera angles, about whether, you know, why I didn't keep the original distributor in there. And the main reason is I don't, you know, want to have to deal with points. And as you can see, or will see, this is fixable, and it will give us a better spark than the original system ever would. Alright, got fuel up to there. Put that back on. Up. And let's see, there's a little, you know, I want to let it roll like that for now. Yeah, let's get this back in. So we're end up using KJ's jump pack along with the 12-volt battery for the starter because it wasn't enough to crank it. And then we're just got one of the batteries, one of the 12-volt batteries wired to the ignition. So the ignition has 12 volts on it. So let's see what happens. Going live. Bring the thunder. Wow. Ah. That ran. That ran, and it stinks. But wow, yeah, KJ missed that. Get the wires out of harm's way, and let's try choking it again. Let's try tapping on it, see if that was still just running off gas in the engine. In the carburetor. Try choking her off again. Give her a crank. Okay. My distributor jump timing. Let's try fixing that. Got too much stuff laying everywhere. Again. There we go. Okay, let's see if that cranks her now. Wow. And I ought to put you in a better spot. You wouldn't go sideways like that on me. But yeah, we might even want to make sure there's water in there next time. But yeah, that smells old and nasty. Still don't think the carburetor is working, but that's okay. Carburetor like that ought to be easy to take apart and rebuild, get it cleaned up. We'll try that again. Alright, see what kind of carburetor we got. Probably looks a lot like a one on a Harley Davidson. I'm sure that's what a lot of side draft carburetors would look like. Of course, I'm going to destroy the gasket. But I can take this wire brush and do some proper cleaning on it.
Wants to run. Alright. Well, I can't spray it if I do.
Yeah, I won't spray. We're just trying to suck it.
Oh, okay.
Was able to draw some gas through it.
We're about to lose your.
Oh yeah, get the vibration going there.
I got her deck down in there. No, I mean one of those remote. Have you not seen them? Yeah. Well, when she backfires, she has a pretty good kick to her.
Yeah.
Idle her down a little bit.
I thought my distributor was eating.
Have we got water in it?
No.
Oh, well, we know she runs though.
Yeah.
That's a good sign there.
Yep. So that means all this worked.
I reached out to a couple friends of mine about an alternator.
Yeah.
That's a sealed generator unit. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if you had the old distributor. I think I may put it on that forum and see if anybody needs one. Nope, we're dripping a little gas.
Go ahead and flip that. In fact, we'll try running it this time.
Whoa, we're in gear now.
Now we're in gear. Yeah, we're done with that. Okay. All right.
We know the transmission works.
Yes.
So was the shifter all working good when you put it in?
Oh, I never bolted it down. It's just laying in there.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently it moved into gear and stuff. When I first got it, it wouldn't move.
Oh, okay.
And so I soaked it in oil. I soaked it in vinegar for a week, and then I put it in oil and let it soak in an oil bath for, it's been sitting in there for 6 months. Well, I'm happy.
Me too.
That's good.
Me too. I hope this is hopefully I got some good footage of everything. It makes sense when I go to edit it. But as you've seen it run, I didn't want to run so much when KJ got back, but it did run. It actually almost idled, kind of. But yeah, that's the M151 MUTT project. Let me guys know if you want to see more on this. I'll be sure to film whatever I can. Right now we know the motor runs, so the next step will be I'll get the radiator put all back in. I need to get the fuel system cleaned out, get it finalized, and start eliminating wiring. This 24 volt humongous generator on here and the system that goes with it, all that's coming off. And any of you guys that know any 151 MUTT fans, KJ is looking to sell all that stuff. He doesn't need it. We're not putting it back on here. So just send me a message, let me know. And I'm getting everything cleaned up. I'm head over to my buddy Jimmy's, and we're gonna work on other projects. So maybe you'll see a video on that. Either way, this is Glenn for GMP Coastal Fabrications, living the dream till the freaking phone rings. Thanks for watching.